Now on 4 News Now at 6, a record number of teen girls are struggling. What you can do to help your child's mental health.
There's more sunshine for Wednesday, but that doesn't mean it's going to be warm. I'll tell you about a cold start to the day in your First Alert forecast.
And a push for stricter domestic violence laws, why some lawmakers say more needs to be done to protect victims. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
Being isolated and not being able to talk to anybody, I feel like it really took a turn on my mental health.
More teenagers than ever are experiencing a mental health crisis right now. It's taking a heavy toll, especially on teenage girls.
In part because of the isolation they experienced during remote learning in the pandemic and increased bullying since they've returned to campus. The responses collected in fall of 2021 offer the first look at trends since the start of the pandemic. 57% of teen girls felt persistently sad or hopeless in 2021, double the rate for teen boys. Peter Choi explains how this mental health crisis is being felt locally. Peter.
Yeah, many inquiry calls on a long waiting list are what local mental health treatment centers are seeing right now. I spoke to a local teenage girl tonight. She says the pandemic aggravated her mental health problems.
7th grader Divina Wakan Perslow at Shaw Middle School in Spokane has been dealing with PTSD, anxiety, and depression.
Around people was really just like a lot to take in.
Isolation during the pandemic made it hard to get along with friends at school.
Especially being a person of color, you have to try and find your people. But sometimes, sometimes it just kind of, I don't know, it affects you mentally and sometimes spiritually, just trying to fit in.
To the point of having suicidal thoughts.
Right after we had to isolate, I don't know, it was just a lot of things going on, and it was just too hard to handle.
A lot of phone calls and inquiries from parents saying we can't access any resources.
A local mental health counselor from Tamarack Center says many teens develop their identity through social settings. The pandemic hindered the process.
It's been trending that way for a while, to be honest, but I think COVID was a catalyst for kids that maybe were on the tipping point.
She says if you see sudden behavior changes in your kids, seeking help is a must. In the meantime, how can parents approach teens about their mental health at home?
Direct questions, but that is probably a good idea if you're concerned that might be going on. Listening without putting your own judgments or advice onto someone who's struggling is a good place to start.
You don't have to try and fit in, just however you feel comfortable. Just do that, because other people, they're not really thinking about you. It's just all in your head.
And that was advice that Divina left for other students who may also struggle at school. She says she has been getting mental health support and it has been better since. If you're looking for a list of local organizations that offer resources, you can find it on our website, kxly.com. Live in studio tonight, Peter Choi. 4 News Now.
Thank you, Peter. This is Fatima Al-Ghazwi. Spokane police say the mother's ex-boyfriend killed her last week. Al-Ghazwi's daycare called police when she didn't pick up her kids.
And Spokane police say they went to her apartment and no one answered the door. When they got in, they found her dead on the floor. John Kirkpatrick appeared in court Friday, and according to court documents, he lived upstairs from Al-Ghazwi. Documents also revealed she told police they'd had an argument and he'd stolen a bottle of rum. She told officers she ended their relationship and did not want to press charges. Our Vanessa Perez is live tonight, and she explains why lawmakers gathered in Olympia calling for more legislation to stop domestic violence.
Well, lawmakers and advocates say the state is not doing enough when it comes to protecting domestic violence victims and funding life-saving services. Legislators are trying to pass a variety of bills this session. They say the current system is extremely underfunded. Decades of budget cuts have left vulnerable crime victims' families and children at greater risk. The Washington Domestic Violence Coalition says those services could even reach a crisis point this summer. Domestic violence programs victims are now being told to anticipate 20 to 33% in funding cuts by July. A bill introduced by lawmaker Lauren Davis aims to hold people who cause harm responsible instead of putting the onus on women to go to shelters to get away from their abusers.
In healthcare settings, the term never event is used to describe situations that are so preventable they should never occur. Domestic violence homicide should be a never event. Research indicates that these murders follow consistent patterns and are highly predictable. And yet, dozens of women are killed in this state every year by men they once loved. This is unacceptable.
A portion of the bill includes electronic monitoring where the victim would be notified of the accused abuser's location. Another bill wants to extend the Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and People Task Force. So lawmakers and advocates are really calling for stronger protections, better services, and adequate funding for survivors. One legislator gave a telling message today. She said every 9 seconds someone becomes a victim or survivor of domestic violence. Live in Spokane, Vanessa Perez, 4 News Now.
Vanessa, thank you. Well, the sunshine was a beautiful Valentine's Day welcome. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker with your first alert forecast.
Well, and those clear skies are sticking around. Take a look at this live picture over the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena. Absolutely crystal clear conditions right now, and nice to see a little bit of light on the horizon. But with those clear skies, temperatures are dropping quickly. It is 33 degrees right now in Spokane. Dry air also allows that air, the heat of the day, to escape very easily. This evening, temperatures will be in the 20s. If you're heading out to a Valentine's Day dinner, you're going to want your full parka, and that'll be the case out at the bus stop tomorrow morning, too. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. We have clear skies in Spokane, but there are a few isolated snow showers, really just flurries over the northeast mountains and North Idaho right now. Temperatures around the region, 32 in Coeur d'Alene and St. Mary's, as well as in Pullman. We're even in the 30s in Lewiston. It's 39 in Colville and 39 in Grand Coulee. That will be our high tomorrow in Spokane, 39 degrees, which is exactly average. Possibility of some freezing fog tomorrow morning and then partly cloudy skies in the afternoon. So we're not done with the sunshine, but it's not warming up much either. I'll be back with your 7-day outlook in just a few minutes, Aaron.
Thank you, Chris. Well, 3 families got the call no one wants, that their kid won't be coming home. No students were shot and killed while on campus at Michigan State University. Brian Frazier was a sophomore and president of his fraternity at Michigan State. Ariel Anderson and Alexandria Verner were juniors. Anderson and Frazier grew up in the same city.
We're also learning more about the criminal record of the gunman who police say took his own life. CNN's Ivan Rodriguez has the latest on the investigation as police still search for a motive.
Acres dying in the hole.
Terrifying moments Monday night at Michigan State University as students ran for their lives or hid in their classrooms. Police in pursuit of a gunman who's opened fire in an academic building before heading to the student union.
Right when that first gunshot went off, I booked it to the far corner of the class. I was sitting right next to the door where he came in.
Guys were telling us to run out the back doors as quick as we can and run for our lives.
Police found the bodies of 2 students in Berkey Hall and another at the student union. 5 other students were critically injured. The suspect, identified by police as 43-year-old Anthony Dwayne McCrae, died from a self-inflicted gunshot.
We have absolutely no idea what the motive was at this point.
Rosman says McCrae had no connection to the school, but he did have a criminal record. Court records show McCrae pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor firearm charge in 2019. He gave up his weapon as part of the plea deal and served probation until May 2021. The focus for many is on the victims and their families.
We're devastated at the loss of life, and we want to wrap our warm arms around every family that is touched by this tragedy.
Classes are canceled until Monday as the school brings in resources to help students cope with what happened. I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
The community of Parkland, Florida is remembering the students and teachers shot and killed at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School 5 years ago. Students at one nearby elementary school formed a giant heart and the number 17, representing the 14 students and 3 staff members who were killed. At 10:17, a moment of silence was held across all county schools. Then the schools released students early for a day of service and love. Students, staff, and volunteers were encouraged to participate in community service activities. Nicholas Cruz, the gunman responsible for the massacre, is serving a life sentence without the possibility of parole.
Today, President Biden spoke about both of these shootings, saying he supports a full investigation into last night's shooting at Michigan State and urging lawmakers on Capitol Hill to pass stricter gun control laws.
It's a family's worst nightmare. It's happening far too often in this country. Far too often. While we gather more information, there's one thing we do know to be true. We have to do something to stop gun violence ripping apart our communities.
Locally, some Washington lawmakers want to add a 10-day waiting period on all firearm purchases. It would also require people to complete a background and has to have completed a gun safety training complete within 5 years. The training would have to be certified by Washington State Patrol. Supporters say the bill would keep children safe and prevent gun violence, but critics say it isn't targeting the right people and wouldn't stop criminals. The bill is scheduled for an executive session in the Senate Law and Justice Committee on Thursday.
We are only a month and a half into the new year, and there have already been 67 mass shootings across the U.S. You can see them here on this map. That's according to the Gun Violence Archive. There was a total of 647 mass shootings last year. The organization defines a mass shooting as at least 4 people shot, not including the shooter. Overall, more than 5,200 people have died in the U.S. from gun violence this year, according to the Gun Violence Archive, with more than 200 of those being victims 18 years or younger. To take a closer look at this map and see how mass shootings have grown over the last few years, look for this story. It's on KXLY.com.
A local Vietnam Veterans Memorial vandalized. How it's impacting veterans coming up. Plus,
a new bill in Idaho would allow parents to sue either schools or libraries if their children get their hands on books that they deem offensive. We'll explain this all coming up in just a few minutes. You are watching 4 News Now at 6.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
Save your dreams!
It's time for a new shower, but you don't want the hassle. You just want it done. Rebath, from start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,250 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Welcome to Coeur d'Alene Honda, home of the lifetime warranty.
Well, hi. Hey, I'm looking for a new Honda, but I heard some dealers are charging outrageous prices.
At Coeur d'Alene Honda, we simply don't do that.
We ain't no big city slickers with second stickers.
It's business as usual.
We are a family-owned dealership, and our reputation is far more valuable than overcharging our customers.
We want to be here for you today, tomorrow, and in the future.
And don't forget about our lifetime warranty.
Check out our website at cdahonda.com.
You want to know why I call South Carolina home? Come on, take a road trip with me. When you look around, you can really get a sense of why I love my home state. From the beaches all the way up to the beautiful mountains. South Carolina's got awesome scenery, cool cities, rich culture, and super friendly people. Of course, the best thing you can do is come down to South Carolina and find your own favorite places. Come see why I love this place.
At Dishman Dodge Ram Chrysler Jeep, we are offering a sweetheart of a deal by aggressively lowering prices to sell them fast. Plus, offering delayed payments until April 1st, so you don't have to wait for your new vehicle. This week at Dishman.
Home is where you hang your hat, snuggle up, hide out. Home is when you're with the ones you love. It isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. At Idaho Central Credit Union, our home is Idaho. We grew up here, and we're proud to help more Idahoans with their home loan than any other financial institution. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe home is where you make it.
You may be eligible for a new tax refund called the Working Families Tax Credit from the Washington State Department of Revenue. Those who qualify could get up to $1,200 back. Visit workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
It's time for a new shower, but you don't want the hassle. You just want it done. Rebath, from start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,250 off your complete bathroom remodel.
New at 6 o'clock. Right now, parents are responsible for keeping their kids away from material they consider potentially obscene at the library or in schools.
Under a new bill proposed in Idaho, that responsibility could soon be placed on libraries and schools. Our Emily Bloom explains the changes this bill would create.
House Bill 139, the Children's School and Library Protection Act, would make it possible for parents or legal guardians to sue either libraries or schools if their children get access to material that is deemed either obscene or harmful.
Right now, public libraries in Idaho, you have access to the entire collection when you get a library card, and it is the parents' responsibility to limit access to material for their children.
This law would open schools and libraries to civil lawsuits. The penalty would be $10,000 in statutory damages each time the material is accessed.
Not how we should be spending our money as a public entity.
Community Library Network at Post Falls says it already has reconsideration policies in place.
It is not our business to decide what is harmful, and each family has their own values and their own choices that they live by.
Meanwhile, the Idaho Family Policy Center president says this is common sense.
Most parents reasonably expect when they send their kid to a school or library that their child will not encounter pornography.
As for how material is deemed harmful, he says there are already parameters in place.
The U.S. Supreme Court has promulgated the Miller test, which allows schools and libraries to determine what material is obscene and should not be made available to children.
He says 19 communities in Idaho have obscene material accessible to kids right now.
Ultimately, the law does not give explicit direction to the schools or libraries. It's simply up to them to choose what is reasonable for them.
The bill was accepted by the House Affairs Committee, and the next step will be a hearing in the Education Committee. If this bill is passed, it'll become effective July 1st of this year. Reporting in Post Falls, Emily Bloom, 4 News Now.
Breaking news now. Keep an eye out for this woman. This is 63-year-old Gloria DeCubelis. Spokane police say there is a silver alert activated for her right now, and no one has seen her since yesterday afternoon. Officers say she said that she was going to ride the bus around the city, but she has not been seen. And police say she does have mental health disorders and onset dementia, so she could be a danger to herself. She was wearing a dark green coat with a down hood and a black blouse, and she may also be wearing a blonde wig. If you know where she is, call Crime Check or call 911.
A not guilty plea today from a convicted killer accused of attacking a woman in downtown Spokane. Avondre Graham sat in a white jail jumpsuit and listened as the judge read the charges before entering his plea. He's charged with second-degree assault and resisting arrest. Graham spent nearly 10 years in prison for killing a woman in East Spokane. He was released from prison in October.
A 16-year-old accused of shooting and killing a 17-year-old last week in Spokane's South Perry district is now charged with murder as an adult. According to court documents, Leland Westerland was the person who police say shot Tyler Rowell, killing him, and also shot 2 others. He said very little in court today as his bail was set at $1 million. 3 other people are also facing charges in this shooting that started as a Snapchat deal for cannabis oil.
Here's a look at your almanac for today. 39 degrees our high, which is exactly average. Our sunset tonight was at 5:12. I will be back with your 7-day forecast after the break.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Pure Filtration Products.
Wow, you guys really are taking the Zags Win You Win promotion seriously.
Oh, yes, ma'am. If the Gonzaga Bulldogs win the 2023 National Championship, Bill's Heating is going to be refunding up to $6,000 of people's eligible equipment purchases, including yours.
Well, I hope you win.
Yeah, we got this.
Home. It's both a place and a feeling. At yours, you strive to make new memories, create traditions, share stories, find the fun, Embrace the surprises and celebrate moments big and small. Memories are made at home, in every room, in every moment. Make your house feel like home at the Tin Roof.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a four-letter word.
I think I'll sell my veggies at the market.
You even remember to water the house plants. I do this?
You can do this.
Hey, we need to build a home office. We're adding another bathroom.
I think I'll study programming.
Bro, you even connect your phone to Bluetooth.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
Looking for style, power, and technology wrapped in Buick luxury? The 2023 Buick Envision Compact SUV has just what you're looking for, with technology like Amazon Alexa built-in, wireless smartphone charging, head-up display, and wireless compatibility for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Take the wheel and lease an Envision for just $345 a month. Come see the selection of new Buicks just off I-90 at George Gee Buick GMC, the top volume GMC Buick dealer in Washington State.
So where's the best pizza?
Yeah, that's what we want to know.
This week, GMA's on the search for the best pizza in America. Is the best slice near where you live?
I love me some pizza in the morning.
This one could be the best.
Chilly evening if you're heading out for some Valentine's Day dinner. Wear your coat. It's already freezing in Coeur d'Alene with clear skies, 33 in Spokane, and we'll be in the 20s here in the next hour or so. 22 will be our morning low. Clearing skies, cold, winds out of the west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's a look at your forecast for fog. There is the potential for a little bit of freezing fog as we go through the night. It will be on an isolated basis, but if you're heading down 195 towards Spangle, you may run into a little bit of freezing fog on your morning commute. Our high temperature tomorrow, though, will clear off fog very quickly. 39 for a high with partly sunny skies, winds out of the west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Unsettled weather over the entire western United States with an upper level trough in place. We've had snow to our south and east and just a few flurries in the northeast mountains and North Idaho this evening. We are in a dry and cold northerly flow over the region. It's keeping our temperatures in the 30s for the first time in more than a week. We'll be there again tomorrow with partly cloudy to mostly clear skies thanks to high pressure. Watching a front approaching for Friday, but it is not going to have much luck working its way over the Cascades. Here's Thursday at 6 o'clock. We'll see the clouds increasing for Friday, but I don't think we're going to see much, if any, precipitation, perhaps some mountain snow showers, but that's about it for now. Overnight lows tonight will be down in the 20s around the region. Some teens up around Omak and Colville, 9 for a morning low in Winthrop, even Lewiston getting out down into the 20s tomorrow morning. High temperatures tomorrow will once again be right about average in the upper 30s in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, 40 tomorrow in Pullman, 41 in Ritzville, and 42 in Moses Lake. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. We are going to be staying dry through at least Thursday. A little bit of a warming trend as well. 43 on Thursday, 43 on Friday with more clouds and some mountain showers. 41 Saturday, and then a slight chance of showers on Sunday with mostly cloudy skies. A little bit better chance on Monday with a high of 45. It's Tuesday that I have my eye on, however, as the beginning of some more substantial changes in our weather pattern. Trending downward, and I think that trend is going to continue. We also have a chance of snow, and I do think there's more snow coming as we get toward the end of February. I'll share with you what the models are saying right now in the next half hour. Aaron.
Thank you, Chris. Still ahead, recovery efforts continue for parts from the multiple objects shot out of the sky over the U.S. What is making the process so difficult? Coming up.
And a 17-year-old pulled from the rubble of a collapsed building in Turkey. How he says he managed to survive. Next on 4 News Now at 6.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Those responsible for making our local roads and highways safe for winter travel would like to remind you that snow removal is an important, critical, and precise task. Please give the right-of-way to removal equipment so we can all get where we need to go quickly and safely.
You heard what the doctor said, right, Dad? These pain meds, they're no joke. And this, it's an opioid. They can be very addictive.
But I need my strong pain medicine.
I know, Dad, I understand. Just make sure you only take what the pharmacist said. And keep it in this locking bag from the pharmacy so it's away from the kids.
Yeah. I hear you.
I'll put this in the locking bag.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Protect the people you love from opioid misuse. Lock up your medication.
All right, it's gonna be another good day. Hey, it's cold out, you guys. Families are freezing. They deserve better than that. Let's show them how business should be done. All right, guys, have a great day. Need anything, let me know. Okay, Fixed Rider, it's free, baby. You know Zags are going all the way this year, right?
Yeah, I do.
Big day. No heat calls, right? We haven't been voted #1 for nothing, you guys. We've worked really hard to earn these customers' trust, and let's show them that we are the best company in town, okay?
Is pain stopping you from doing the things you love? Are you suffering from pain, prickling, or burning in your hands or feet? Stop what you are doing right now and pay close attention. Over 95% of our patients see major improvements within weeks. We treat major symptoms like numbness, burning, muscle cramps, issues with your balance. These issues are caused by nerve damage, which is called peripheral neuropathy. Call us today for a free nerve damage screening. This free nerve damage screening will tell you if you are at risk for serious complications and if you qualify for our treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe that even this nerve damage treatment can't help you anymore. If neuropathy is not treated, it will get worse. Neuropathy debilitates people and can even lead to amputation. Don't wait another second and call now. If you're one of the first 25 callers, you'll receive a free nerve damage screening. Stop living in pain and call now to be pain-free.
Winter weather means hazardous driving conditions. If you must travel, follow these guidelines to keep everyone safe. Slow down and keep a safe following distance. Use traction tires. Give snow and emergency vehicles the right of way. Carry an emergency kit. Brought to you by Lakes, Worley, Post Falls, and Eastside Highway Districts. 4 News Now is brought to you by Mechanics Pride.
Around the nation, lawmakers from both sides of the aisle are calling for President Biden to address the nation about the 3 aerial objects shot down by U.S. fighter jets.
Well, those calls coming from the Senate after the administration briefed members today about the latest information on the objects. Crews are struggling to recover debris from those objects because they were downed in remote locations in Alaska, Canada's Yukon Territory, and Lake Huron. But officials from Northern Command say wreckage from the Chinese spy balloon that began the rash of military shoot-downs has been retrieved off the South Carolina coast, including a large portion of the surveillance payload, equipment with technical equipment and antennas.
And around the world, a miracle rescue in Turkey. The 17-year-old boy rescued from the rubble, trapped for nearly 8 days after the 7.8 magnitude earthquake. He says that he survived by drinking protein powder. Right now, officials estimate more than 105,000 people have been rescued. With so many of them now homeless, they will likely end up in tent shelters. Turkish officials estimating the emergency shelters have now been established for over 1 million people, but that is still not enough for everyone. Some are forced to sleep on the ground in the bitter cold. In parts of Syria, an area already crippling from war is now a disaster zone.
Half of the population faces hunger. And that's the worst that we've seen since the beginning of the crisis in Syria.
The Syrian conflict making it difficult for food pantries to replenish supplies and reach those in desperate need. Though Syria's president has agreed to open 2 border crossings from Turkey to allow deliveries for food, shelter, and support for the next 3 months.
We have much more coming up tonight at 6:30.
Including why more school districts are considering starting school later in the day. Plus,
over the weekend, all but one of the dog tags were stolen from this Vietnam Veterans Memorial. Coming up, hear why local veterans say thieves took more than just pieces of metal.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
My dad has dementia, Alzheimer's. The major issue that we face as a multi-generation family is what is the care for the caregivers? especially for the younger generation walk cares, will provide peace of mind that when you need some time off to take care of yourself while taking care of the family. For people of color, for minority communities who are already shy of asking for help, when they need it, it's out there, it's available, and it's easy to go ask for help.
Injured in a car, truck, or motorcycle wreck?
Call Russell & Hill, attorneys at law.
Where real people
with real injuries
get real results.
24/7, nights and weekends.
Free consultations.
And there's never a fee unless we win.
Choose two.
Choose Russell & Hill.
Do you have a light that doesn't light? A switch that doesn't switch? Or an outlet that doesn't work? We can fix that. Call Mainstream Electric Heating and Cooling.
Mainstream Electric Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Call 866-411-ZAP.
Looking for some fun? Then come play for the day at the Coeur d'Alene Casino and discover new ways to win big inside the new Discovery Den, the first and only video game testing room in the U.S. with many of the top manufacturers in the world under one roof, where you get to play them first and decide which games stay and which ones don't. You will set the trends for the future of gaming, only at the Coeur d'Alene Casino.
Welcome home. Like, yeah, we so amazing.
The stylish Chevy Equinox RS.
Like,
and Chevy Blazer RS.
So captivating.
You don't have to be an influencer to be an influencer.
The crowd go crazy.
The RS family of Chevy SUVs, definitely worth a follow. Get 2.99% financing for 5 years on all 2023 Equinox models, or get $1,000 cash allowance on all 2023 Equinox models. Plus, current competitive owners get an additional $750 cash allowance.
It's a February four-wheel drive sale at all 3 Cal locations, as Cal loads up the lot with tough, loaded SUVs and trucks, and for 4 days only drops the prices by $400, plus giving you an extra $400 for your trade-in. And 44 George Washington's down is all you need.
When you live in the beautiful Northwest, then you better own a four-wheel drive.
And today through this Monday, it's the best time to get a new four-wheel drive at Cal.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Over the weekend, someone vandalized the Vietnam Veterans Memorial at the Spokane Vet Center, stealing dog tags in the process. The memorial was installed last November with the help of Mark Peterson and the Extreme Team to remember veterans who fought for our freedoms.
And now veterans at the center are asking for your help to get those dog tags back. Tonight at 6:30, our Bronte Siratsky shares why these dog tags are so important and what local veterans are doing to restore the memorial to its full potential.
This memorial for Vietnam vets used to be lined with dog tags, a way to remember those who fought for this country. But over the weekend, someone decided to steal all but one. Veterans here say whoever took them took more than just pieces of metal.
I was saddened, and it hurt.
Hurt that someone could take away something with so much meaning.
You can imagine with some of the atrocities that happen in war, sometimes our dog tags are the only thing that can really identify us.
That's why the Spokane Vet Center, along with some help from Mark Peterson and the Extreme Team, put this memorial up in the first place. Now those tags are nowhere to be found.
We have a Korean War veteran, 90 years old here in a couple weeks. His one remaining original dog tag was hanging on this memorial. It is now gone.
Along with these dog tags, the thieves also took propane tanks and broke into the Vet Center's Hero Garden. Vietnam veterans like Craig James say when they all returned from war, they were met with hostility. This senseless act brought back those memories.
When this happened here the other day, the dog tags were stolen and it hurt. It was like the wounds that we experienced coming home from Vietnam, not only from having been in Vietnam, but the wounds we faced from our own country were reopened.
Now, the Vet Center is just focused on healing those open wounds and searching for those tags. If you'd like to help fill up this memorial once again, the Vet Center will be hosting a barbecue at the end of March where they will be making and hanging up brand new dog tags. Although if you do happen to find any or know where any of these stolen ones may be, the center asks that you do bring them back here. Reporting in Spokane Valley, Bronte Siratsky, 4 News Now.
Thank you, Bronte. Well, here is a live look over downtown Spokane. No doubt lots of Valentine's Day dates in progress in downtown, and hopefully everyone brought a warm jacket. It is going to be a cold walk to the car. Here are 4 things to know about your forecast. We've got some chilly mornings ahead in the forecast with partly sunny days, upper 30s, lower 40s, right around average. There are some changes coming, some less substantial changes as we get into the second half of the weekend. But boy, looking out at the extended forecast, I think we've got some winter weather on the way. I'll be talking about that in just a few minutes. But first, let's take a look at our satellite and radar. We still have just a few instability showers over the mountains of North Idaho. Otherwise, it's partly to mostly clear skies across the region, and that's the way it's going to stay tonight. Temperatures dropping quickly where the skies are clear. 33 in Spokane. It's already freezing in Coeur d'Alene. 32 also in St. Mary's and Pullman. 38 in Lewiston, right around the Spokane area. We're in the 20s in Cheney. It's 30 degrees in Spangle and Deer Park, also in the 20s right now in Spirit Lake. In your forecast for Wednesday, we will start the day off with temperatures in the low 20s. Possibility of some isolated freezing fog, particularly down on portions of the Palouse. Our high temperature tomorrow, exactly average, 39 degrees. I'll be back to tell you about some below average temperatures and winter's return in the extended outlook. Kirsten?
Thank you, Chris. The Spokane School Board Wednesday will consider several measures that will jumpstart the process to rebuild Adams Elementary School.
The school was originally built in 1910. For years, students have attended class in portable units, and the school district has been working on a plan to replace the school. Tomorrow, the school board will be asked to consider several parts of moving that plan forward. One measure approves an agreement with NAC Architecture of Spokane to design the new building. The board approved the selection of the firm in 2022. The board will also be asked to approve a purchase and sale agreement for a home on 36th Avenue near Ferris High School. The district says the property will allow for better street access and improved pickup and drop off during the school day. If the home is purchased, construction wouldn't begin until winter of 2025.
Is Washington failing its foster youth? A large percentage of young people aging out of the system end up homeless or behind bars. Senator Claire Wilson, a Democrat from Auburn, wants to flip the statistics. She is sponsoring Senate Bill 5230, which would extend supports for kids in care until their 26th birthday. Curtis Anderson of Spokane would have greatly benefited from this plan. He went into care at 13 and moved between dozens of foster homes before aging out.
So basically, when you're investing into this bill, you're investing into less incarceration, you're investing into less homelessness, you're investing into greater opportunity for these youth, which the state frankly promised they would help with. But, you know, if there's no social safety support net from the state, then it really needs to, you know, this sort of bill needs to be implemented.
And you can find out more about Senate Bill 5230, including how much it will cost. Plus, you'll learn more about Curtis, what he's overcome, and his bright future ahead by finding Robin Nance's full story on KXLY.com.
$28,000. That's how much the Spokane Quarantine is trying to raise by midnight for Logan Elementary. 87% of the students who attend Logan are on free and reduced lunch. The money raised will directly help families with groceries and gas. Founder and executive director of Spokane Quarantine, Rick Clark, says being hungry was at the top of his mind when he was in school growing up.
Remember just really strong memories of being really hungry, going to bed crying because my stomach hurt.
Tonight on Nightside, hear from the Logan Elementary School principal about the difference the money will make for families. Sleep is a precious commodity that's often hard to come by, especially for students.
Now more school districts are taking note, looking to start later so students can reap the benefits of a little extra shut-eye. ABC's Derek Dennis has more.
This morning, a growing effort to get students more sleep. School districts now considering later start times to boost student productivity and health.
We have like a scheduled sleep in once a month maybe, and I feel like everyone's progress on those days is like a lot more efficient and concentrated.
I think it helped me as a student because I'd get more rest and I'd feel more energized.
Ridgewood, New Jersey School Board voted last night in favor of changing high school hours to start no earlier than 8:20 a.m. instead of the current start time of 7:45.
approval for implementation of the Later Start initiative at the Ridgewood High School.
Citing health studies that say kids need 9 hours of sleep a night, even teachers support the change.
They would tell you that that first period is tough.
Last year, California became the first state to mandate later school start times, with middle and high school starting no earlier than 8 or 8:30 a.m. respectively. Massachusetts and New York are considering similar measures. Meanwhile, as more schools focus on students' well-being, mental health is a growing concern. A new CDC report warns teen girls are experiencing record levels of sadness, violence, and suicide risk. 3 out of 5 are feeling persistently sad or hopeless, up 36% in the last decade.
Findings also confirm ongoing trauma among lesbian, gay, bisexual, and questioning youth. These data are hard to hear and should result in action.
As for starting classes later, critics say that means ending classes later, which affects the scheduling of after-school activities and other events. But supporters argue it's a fair trade-off. Derek Dennis, ABC News, New York.
Gonzaga Bulldogs basketball looking for payback against LMU this week. How the Bulldogs plan to escape Los Angeles with a win coming up in sports.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Tin Roof.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe these guys will buy our house.
What could go wrong?
Like rookie home buyers who don't have experience you can count on. We Buy Ugly Houses has been buying houses as is for almost 3 decades. Call or click to sell quick.
So we recently partnered up with Ben Gregg of the Gonzaga Bulldogs to help us spread the word about our Zags Win, You Win promotion. And next time I'll bet he'll read the fine print.
It's not all bad. Turns out I have a natural talent for heating and cooling. Zags win, you win.
What is a jewelry design center? It's a diamond superstore, a center for engagement rings, wedding bands, and anniversary rings, a showroom with unique creations as well as award-winning designers, a fun, comfortable, no-pressure place where you're free to make big, small, or even no decisions at all. We are not your average jewelry store. We are Jewelry Design Center, and we want to be your jeweler for life.
Chevy Silverado factory lifted trucks. With the capability of a 2-inch lift, the versatility of the available multi-flex tailgate, and the connection of a 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Chevy Silverado, taking adventure to a whole new level.
Get 2.99% financing for 5 years on all 2022 Silverado 1500 pickups, or get $2,250 total cash allowance on this Silverado with a 2.7-liter engine. Plus, current competitive owners get an additional $750 cash allowance.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe these guys will buy our house.
What could go wrong?
Like rookie home buyers who don't have experience you can count on. We Buy Ugly Houses has been buying houses as is for almost 3 decades. Call or click to sell quick.
Next ET, we're with the Oscar class of 2023.
A great end to a phenomenal year.
Plus,
it's Couples Week, and it's an ET exclusive.
Hollywood in Love and on ET. Then, our exclusive At Home with Real Housewife Melissa Gorga. Will she and sister-in-law Teresa Giudice ever reconcile?
This is definitely the lowest of the low.
Next ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
I want to start off with our temperature trend over the next 7 days, which is not especially remarkable. This white line right here is our average high, which will be up in the 40s here in just a couple of days, lower 40s. And we are going to be just a little above average Thursday and Friday, not very far above average, less than 5 degrees even on our warmest day, Monday. And then things start to slide. We'll be just a little bit below average next Tuesday at 39 degrees. But I think that is a trend that is going to really amplify as we get into the end of February. Here's a look at the outlook for the last week of February, that 8 to 14-day forecast. And we've gotten into an even darker blue since yesterday. This is from the Climate Prediction Center. That indicates a very strong confidence that we are going to be having a big dip in our temperatures over the entire northwestern United States. You can see here on the key that those dark blues, not necessarily indicating that's how far below average we're going to be, but the confidence, the chance that we're going to have below average temperatures is very, very high. You can see how light the blue gets and extends all the way into the Midwest. So this is a almost nationwide cold snap. Meanwhile, precipitation, we're not in the darkest green, but we're in a fairly medium green, indicating at least a strong confidence that we're going to have above average precipitation. Here's a broad view of what's going on starting off Sunday night, and we are going to be seeing an upper level trough dropping in from Canada, bringing with it cold air as well as some snow. So I don't think we're done shoveling. Don't think we're done with those snow tires, although below average temperatures when you're looking at a average high of 40, still may not be especially cold, but right now it's looking like we're going to be seeing highs in the 20s. Here's your planning forecast for the next 7 days. Weather is not something you're going to have to give much thought to because we're going to have a mix of sun and clouds, fairly quiet weather pattern. Even on Friday when we have a system coming through, it's mainly going to be a few mountain snow showers and shouldn't amount to much. On the weekend, more mountain snow showers possible, a 20% chance that we'll see a little bit of that in the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area in the form of a rain-snow mix or just rain. Our odds increase a little bit on Monday. We'll get some warm air in advance of the approaching system, and then a 50% chance of snow on Tuesday, and then our odds go up even more from there. So enjoy this nice quiet weather and the sunshine we've been enjoying, the mild temperatures. I do think there's some winter weather waiting just a week away. Kirsten.
Oh, I was going to put the shovel in a very special place.
Not do that.
Let it collect some dust. All right, thanks, Chris. Well, new at 6:30, new economic data for the month of January reveals the cost of most consumer goods is ticking up for the month.
Well, despite the increase, annual inflation continues to decline. CNN's Mike Valerio details how sky-high prices continue to break household budgets and hearts.
Consumer prices in January continued to decline on a year-over-year basis, but inflation edged higher for the month, up 0.5% from December, according to data released Tuesday by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics.
The critical thing is down, but not down nearly as much as we expected, and not down nearly as much as you would hope if you were, as the Fed is, currently trying to get inflation back towards some kind of normal.
The increase largely due to rising shelter costs, which accounted for nearly half the surge. Other key household budget items like food, gasoline, and natural gas also got more expensive in January, along with pricier motor vehicle insurance, recreation, apparel, and home furnishings. There were a few bright spots, though. Prices for used cars, medical care, and airline fares all falling from December. The new report comes on the heels of an unexpectedly strong January jobs report that saw a gain of more than 500,000 jobs. High inflation and a strong jobs market painting a confusing picture for economists.
We were heading in a high inflationary environment, and the probability for recession was significantly higher. Now that's completely been turned upside down.
Efforts by the Fed to ease inflation have yet to materialize in the economy, experts say, and more interest rate hikes are likely on the way.
We're just not seeing the cracking in the economy that people had anticipated at this stage, and I think it remains to be seen when that will show up.
I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
Here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight. It's The Rookie at 8, followed by The Rookie Feds at 9. Then it's Will Trent at 10 o'clock.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Our priorities, they've changed.
Hey Lexus, play my music.
It's not just about getting ahead or the constant grind. It's about knowing what you want.
Watch for traffic.
And focusing on what matters. Welcome to the next level. This is the Lexus NX. With intuitive tech and our most advanced safety system ever.
Home is where you hang your hat, snuggle up, hide out. Home is when you're with the ones you love. It isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. At Idaho Central Credit Union, our home is Idaho. We grew up here, and we're proud to help more Idahoans with their home loan than any other financial institution. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe home is where you make it.
At McVeigh Brothers Roofing, Siding, and Windows, we're the only 5-star certified select shingle master contractor in the Inland Northwest. That puts McVeigh Brothers in the top 1% of our profession. At McVeigh Brothers, we're working for you.
Want to do a little spinning and winning at the Kootenai Casino? Play our February Hot Spins Thursday through Sunday. Win there and you'll move on to Friday, Saturday Super Spins drawings. Then get a shot at the big money drawing. Book a midweek room at the Kootenai Falls Lodge for just $59 or a midweek Riverview room for just $89. Hot Spins, Super Spins, and Final Cash giveaway. We're winning and spinning at the Kootenai Casino. Call 888-YOU-ARE-LUCKY or visit KootenaiRiverInn.com.
All right, it's going to be another good day. Hey, it's cold out, you guys. Families are freezing. They deserve better than that. Let's show them how business should be done. All right, guys, have a great day. Need anything, let me know. Okay, Fixed Rider is free, baby. You know Zach's going all the way this year, right?
Yeah, I do.
Big day. No heat calls, right? We haven't been voted #1 for nothing, you guys. We've worked really hard to earn these customers' trust, and let's show them that we are the best company in town, okay?
The icy winds of winter are here. Whether you're heading up to the slopes or just traveling through a mountain pass, you need a vehicle that can handle the icy conditions. Stay in control with trucks, and more trucks from Northwest Motorsport.
4 News Now is brought to you by Move Fitness.
Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into sports. I'm Julian Minnesota. The quietest I've ever heard the kennel was about a month ago when Loyola Marymount defeated Gonzaga, ending the Bulldogs' 75-game home win streak. Well, Gonzaga will look to even the score when it takes on LMU on Thursday. The Bulldogs aren't the only ones LMU has upset this season. The Lions also beat St. Mary's just last week. LMU now has wins over the 2 top teams in the West Coast Conference. So Gonzaga is preparing for another tough game this time around.
They're a great team. They've shown that, I think, this whole season, just with who they've been able to beat and everything. But we're looking forward to it, man. We felt like that game was in our hands, and we kind of gave it away. And, you know, we're going to give it our all, and they're going to give it their all. So it's going to be a battle, but it's going to be a fun one for sure.
Tip-off is at 8 o'clock on Thursday night from Los Angeles. Gonzaga, as of now, is a projected 4 seed in the NCAA tournament, according to ESPN's bracketology, and they'll hope to better their case on Thursday night. Washington State men's basketball will hold its final homestand of the season this week. The Cougars will take on Oregon State on Thursday. Now, the Beavers have lost 3 of their last 4 games heading into this one, but WSU head coach Kyle Smith says Oregon State is a lot better than their record indicates.
They've made a dramatic turn from where they were last year, and kudos to them. But so that you're going to have a little, you know, they're going through it the first time. Plus, you got Glenn Taylor, who's a really good sophomore that has a little experience. So they're pretty young, but they're very physical. They have they'll play 5 front court guys, so expect them to use all those bodies and just do everything they can to try to be physical with us.
And tip-off between the Cougs and Beavers is set for 8 o'clock on Thursday night from Beasley Coliseum in Pullman. This is the first and only regular season meeting between these teams this season. Gonzaga baseball is set to open the season this week. The defending West Coast Conference champions have been predicted to repeat this year. The Bulldogs took 6 of the 10 first-place votes in the preseason polls, with San Diego State coming in 2nd place. Gonzaga also has 4 players that earned preseason All-WCC honors. Starting pitcher Owen Wild, third baseman Cade McGee, second baseman Xavier Pinales, and outfielder Grayson Sterling. Now, the Bulldogs open the season on Friday at Texas Tech. High school basketball playoffs continue tonight for a district girls semifinal between the top seed Central Valley and Richland. Richland getting this going on offense early and often. The give and go. Richland is well in control right there after the layup, leading by double digits. Central Valley needs points in a hurry. Eden Sander goes to Skylar Newman for three, and that'll get it done. But the Bears had trouble stopping Richland's Kylie Fox. Fox is the reigning back-to-back Mid-Columbia Conference Player of the Year there in the Tri-Cities. She gets the lay-in, and Richland runs away with this one 80-52. Richland will take on Kamayakan for the district title on Saturday. And also shout out to Central Valley football player Brendan Thomas. We've done a number of stories on Thomas, who lost his leg due to cancer 3 years ago. Today, Thomas committed to play football at Eastern Washington. We'll have more playoff coverage tonight on Nightside, but for now, that'll wrap us up for sports.
Julian, thank you. When it's no longer the season of giving, food banks in our community can really struggle. Salvation Army Kroc Center aims to help North Idaho food banks with its Families Feeding Families food drive. The Kroc Center has been collecting protein-rich, non-perishable food items for families, kids, veterans, and other community members who may not have access to a kitchen. Kelly Austin with Spirit Lake Food Bank says donations start to take a dip after Thanksgiving and Christmas, so the Families Feeding Families donations will be a huge help.
Everything sort of dries up after that. People aren't in the holiday giving mode, not as frequently, and it helps for everybody to come together.
Today is the last day of the 2-week food drive. You can bring food or a $50 donation to the Kroc Center anytime before 8 p.m. tonight. For more information on what you can donate and where it's going, find this story on KXLY.com.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
Pregnant Rihanna. She gave birth just 9 months ago. Next, Inside Edition. The special care doctors say she has to take to bring her new little one safely into the world. Then, the Idaho student murders investigation. New information. How the suspect was fired as a teacher's assistant just before the murders. Did he mistreat female students?
He was warned time after time.
Next, Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
Why not have the bath of your dreams? With Bath Planet, you can once again relax and enjoy the beauty of your new shower and bath. Our custom-built baths and showers will forever change the way your bathroom looks.
Call today for a free in-home consultation.
Chevy Silverado factory-lifted trucks. With the capability of a 2-inch lift, the versatility of the available multi-flex tailgate, and the connection of a 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Chevy Silverado, taking adventure to a whole new level.
Get 2.99% financing for 5 years on all 2022 Silverado 1500 pickups, or get $22.50 total cash allowance on this Silverado with a 2.7-liter engine. Plus, current competitive owners get an additional $750 cash allowance.
Chewelah Casino is all about having fun. We have over 300 gaming machines and are always adding new ones. You could win your share of $6,000 cash. And one lucky winner will receive this 2023 Can-Am Commander. Drawings start at 5 p.m. Saturday, February 25th. Chewelah Casino, we are the place that treats you right. 100% non-smoking, jackpots, food, sports betting, live table games, and fun. Learn more at ChewelahCasino.com.
Why not have the bath of your dreams? With Bath Planet, you can once again relax and enjoy the beauty of your new shower and bath. Our custom-built baths and showers will forever change the way your bathroom looks.
Call today for a free in-home consultation.
4 News Now is brought to you by Dishman Dodge.
I think you're going to need the full-on parka, gloves, and hat at the bus stop tomorrow morning. Take a look at our lows tonight in the teens in Deer Park and Spirit Lake. Lower to mid-20s will be common elsewhere. Take your sunglasses too, though. If we have some patchy freezing fog in the morning and it looks gray, it will not be gray skies for long. It's going to be partly sunny.
Ooh, nice.
And we can get excited about another ski weekend. Maybe.
Yes.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.